Hi ma'am, good evening. My name is Leonis Embelmoro. Today we discuss Chapter 12, Aligning Supply Chain. Three example types of alignment are highly relevant to supply chain management. Number one, supply chain and organizational strategy. Ang supply chain and organizational strategies is na condition diri kini include diri kitong overall plan na katong sa isa ka company gani para mas manage do nila ang supply chain operations ug include na diri ang procurement, production and distribution at mao ni mga strategies na design para ma-optimize tong mga flow of goods o services, maka-reduce cost, kung maka-ensure po na ang itong company is ma-meet kung sa itong mga demands sa customer efficiently. Next, supply and demand. Ang kining sa supply and demand is kining kuan na include na diri katukan dapat kung usa tong mga need na product ni customer is dapat ma-align to siya sa supply kay dili magpataka og gamit di magpataka og kuan og supply na dili siya na ma-align sa customer para dili siya masayang. Next, supply chain and trading partners. Ang diriya is nag-include ni siya og all the staff involved in bringing sa product or services from its initial concept to the final consumer, including sourcing raw materials, manufacturing, logistics, and distribution. Ang kining, on the other hand, ang kining trading partners is nag-refer ni siya sa mga businesses or individual na with whom a company engage in trade or commerce. This may include mga suppliers, distributors, retailers, and customers. Effective supply chain management requires a close collaboration between trading partners as they work together to ensure that products are delivered efficiently to meet customer demand. Next, intensity of involvement as suggested by figure 12.1, the range of relationship types extends from that of a vendor to that of a strategic alliance. In the context of the more traditional vertical context, a vendor is represented simply by a seller or provider of a product or service such that there is little or no integration or collaboration with the buyer or purchaser. In this figure 12.1, relationship perspectives na siya 3 ka main perspectives. Number is transactional versus collaborative. Next is strategic. So ang transactional mo ni siya most basic level na relationship kung asa tong nag-focus ang individual transaction between the parties. The relationship is usually short-term and centered around fulfilling the immediate needs of the buyer and seller. Ang kining collaborative perspective mo ni siya ang involves more strategic and long-term approach relationship. Companies work together to achieve mutual goals and benefit from each other's strengths. Ang kining next is strategic perspective. Mo ni siya ang most advanced level relationship kung where mga companies from alliance or partnership to achieve strategic objectives. The focus is on creating value for both parties and developing a deep understanding of each other businesses. Companies in this category share resources, knowledge, and expertise to improve their overall performance. The relationship perspective framework provides a useful framework for understanding the different levels of collaboration and integration between trading and partners. Ug makatabang ni sa company na ma-identify ito nila kung asa tong most appropriate relationship perspective para sa ilahang business needs o katong need nila po na kung sa ilahang mga strategies na i-develop for building and maintaining sa successful trading partnership. Regardless of form, relationships may differ in numerous ways. A partial list of these differences follows. Number 1, duration. Ang kining duration is, it refers to the expected length of time the relationship will last. Some relationship may be short-term while others may be long-term. Next, obligations. Each party in the relationship has specific responsibilities and duties. This obligation can vary depending on the nature of the relationship and the agreed upon terms. Next, expectations. Each party may have different expectations regarding the outcomes and results of the relationship. It is important to align these expectations to ensure a successful collaboration. Next, interaction or communication. The level and frequency of communication and interaction between the parties can differ. Effective communication is crucial for smooth coordination and problem solving. Next, cooperation. The degree of collaboration and cooperation between the parties can vary. Some relationships may involve close cooperation, while others may have more independent operation. Next, planning. The extent to which the parties engage in joint planning and coordination can differ. Collaborative planning helps align strategies and optimize the supply chain. Next, goals. The shared objectives and targets of the relationship may vary. It is important to align these goals to ensure that all parties are working towards a common purpose. Next, performance analysis. The evaluation and assessment of the performance of the relationship can differ. Regular analysis helps identify areas for improvement and ensures that the relationship is meeting its intended goals. Number 9, last, benefits and burdens. The distribution of benefits and costs among parties involved can vary. It is important to establish a fair and equitable distribution to maintain a healthy relationship. Ang disalignment kining mga kuan is makahelps ni siya para ma-optimize tong mga operations o ma-enhance pud ang collaboration and achieve shared goals. Next, model for developing and implementing successful supply chain relationships. Figure 12.2 outlines the steps in the process model for forming and sustaining supply chain relationships. For purpose of illustration, let us assume that the model is being applied from the perspective of manufacturing firm and this considers the possibility of forming a relationship with a supplier of logistics service, example, transport firm, warehouseman, etc. So, isa-isahan ako ni siya. Discuss. Next, step 1. Perform strategic assessment. First stage involves the process by which the manufacturer become fully aware of its logistics and supply chain needs and the overall strategies that will guide its operations. 8 types of information that may become available as a result of the audit include the following. Number 1 is overall business goals and objectives, including those from a corporate, divisional, or logistic perspective. Ang diri is nag-reference sa high-level aspirations and priorities of the organization as a whole, as well as those specific to divisions or logistic functions. Next is needs assessment to include requirements of customer, suppliers, and key logistic providers. Ang sa diriya is na-involves diri ang i-identify ang mga requirements of various stakeholders such as customers, suppliers, and logistic providers. Next, identification and analysis of strategic environmental factors and industry trends. Ang sa diriya is nag-involves assessing the external factors that are likely to impact the organization's logistic operations such as regulatory change, technological advancements, or economic conditions. Next, profile of current logistics network and the firm's positioning and prospective supply chain. Ang sa diriya is nag-refers ni siya sa detailed analysis of the organization's logistic infrastructure, including its facilities, transportation, modes, carriers, and service providers. Next is benchmark or target values for logistic costs and key performance measurements. Ang sa diriya is nag-refer siya sa industry standards or best practice for logistics costs and performance metrics which can serve as a benchmark for the organization's own performance. Next, identification of gaps between current and desired measures of logistic performance, qualitative and quantitative. Ang sa diriya is nag-involves siya comparing the organization current logistic performance against its desired level performance both in terms of quantitative metrics such as cost or service level and qualitative factors such as customer satisfaction or supply chain resilience. It can help prioritize areas for improvement and develop a roadmap for achieving the desired level of performance. Step 2. Decision to form relationship. Depending on the type of relationship being considered by the manufacturing firm under consideration, this step may take on a slightly different decision context. Figure 12.3. What does it take to have an area of core As you can see in this figure na siya tulo expertise, strategic fit, ability to invest. Ang expertise is mauni siya ang kuan. It refers sa knowledge, skills, and experience sa isa ka company in a particular area. It is the foundation upon which a core competency is built. Companies must have a deep understanding of their customers, markets, and technology to develop expertise in a particular area. Next is strategic fit. Nag-refers nito sa alignment sa company strategy with its core competency. A core competency should be something that is unique to the company and provides a competitive advantage. It should be something that is difficult for competitors to imitate or replicate. Next is ability to invest. This refers to resources, both financial and human, that a company is willing and able to invest in developing and maintaining its core competency. Companies must be committed to continuous learning and improvement in order to maintain their competitive edge. In this figure 12.3 is nag-highlights niya sa importance of having expertise, strategic fit, and ability to invest in development and maintaining a core competency. These elements are essential for companies that want to differentiate themselves from their competitors and achieve long-term success. Next, Lambert, Emil Lines, and Gardiner have conducted significant research into the topic of how to determine whether a partnership is warranted, and if so, what kind of partnership should be considered. Air partnership model incorporates the identification of drivers and facilitators of relationship to have a high likelihood of success. The right drivers and facilitators should be present. Next, drivers are defined as compelling reasons to partner. For a relationship to be successful, the theory of the model is that all parties must believe that they will receive significant benefits in one or more areas and that these benefits will not be possible without a partnership. Facilitators are defined as supportive corporate environmental factors that enhance partnership growth and development. Step 3. Evaluate alternatives. In addition to utilization of the partnership formation process, it is important to conduct a thorough assessment of the manufacturing company needs and priorities in comparison with the capabilities of each potential partner. Next, step 4, select partners. As was indicated in the discussion of step 3, a number of executives will likely play key roles in the relationship formation process. It is important to achieve consensus on the final selection decision to create a significant degree of buy-in and agreement among those involved. Next is step 5, structure operating model. Structure of the relationship refers to the activities, processes, and priorities that will be used to build and sustain the relationship. Components of the operating model may include, number 1 is planning. Ang kining planning is refers sa process of setting goals, defining objectives, and developing strategies for the joint venture. Next is joint operating controls. Ang DRIA is monitoring mechanism put in place manage the day-to-day operations of joint venture. Next is communication. Effective communication is essential for building and sustaining a successful joint venture relationship. Involves regular meetings, updates, and feedback between the partners to ensure alignment and transparency. Next, risks or reward sharing refers to the allocation of risks and rewards between the partners based on their contributions and responsibilities. Next, trust and commitment. Trust is critical for building a strong joint venture relationship. Involves demonstrating reliability, honesty, and respect for each other's interests. Commitment refers to the willingness of both partners to invest time, resources, and effort in making the joint venture successful. Next, contract cycle refers to the process of negotiating, executing, monitoring, and terminating the joint venture agreement. Next is scope of the relationship. It refers to specific activities or products that will be covered by the joint venture agreement. Involves defining the boundaries of each partner's responsibilities and ensuring that there is no overlap or conflict with their existing business. Next, financial investments refers to the capital contributions made by each partner to fund the joint venture activities. Next is step 6, implementation and continuous improvement. Once the decision to form a relationship has been made and the structural elements of the relationship identified, it is important to recognize that the most challenging step in the relationship process has just begun. Depending on the complexity of the new relationship, the overall implementation process may be relatively short or may be extended over a longer period of time. 12.4 illustrates the steps involved in implementing and continuously improving a new relationship. The process begins with customer value research, which involves understanding the needs and expectations of the customer. Next is, this is followed by process mapping, which helps to identify the key activities and processes that will be involved in the relationship. Next is data analytics. It is used to gather and analyze information about the performance of the relationship, and cost analysis is conducted to ensure that the relationship is financially viable. Next is cost analysis. The next step is conduct benchmarking and intelligence to determine best practice and identify areas for improvement. Ang last is the final step, implementation process is supply chain transformation, which involves making the necessary change to the supply chain to ensure that it is optimized for the new relationship. This may involve the development of new products, processes, or technologies. Ang kini figure 12.4 is ang kinitanan outlines, ang kinitanan steps is involved implementing and continuously improving a new relationship. These steps are essential for ensuring sa relationship is kanatong successful ba o ma-delivers ang value sa both parties over the long term. Next, imperative for collaboration relationships. Today, supply chain relationships are most effective when collaboration occurs among the participants who are involved. Collaboration may be to as a business factors that encourage individual organization to share and resources for the benefit of all. Following list includes several examples of elements of successful collaboration. Number one is well understand goals and objectives of the participating organization and the collaboration. Next, trust and commitment. Next, organizational compatibility and communication. Next, equitable sharing of gains and losses. Next, benefits greater than going it alone. Next, dedication to continuous improvement. Next, strategic plan to provide direction to the collaboration. Next, figure 12.5 illustrates three important types of collaboration. Vertical collaboration refers to the collaboration typically among buyers and sellers in the supply chain. Horizontal collaboration refers to the relationship that may be buyer to buyer and or seller, and in some cases between competitors, including providers of logistics services. Next, for collaboration is a dynamic combination of both vertical and horizontal collaboration. Next, figure 12.5 types of collaboration. Again, A. Vertical collaboration, ano siya transaction between buyers and seller. And next is horizontal collaboration. Ang horizontal collaboration, mauni siya ang kibali is makipag agreement between two or more provider firms based on trust, operation, merger, risks, and investments, and following mutually agreeable goals. Ang kining full collaboration is nanadilitanan mo na siyang combination sa vertical collaboration o horizontal collaboration. Ibali kung makagain or makalos ang company is dapat magtungami sa ako ang partnership. Next, third-party logistics industry overview. Although there are important distinctions in terminology, the term third-party logistics or 3PL generally refers to a broad range of instances where commercial organizations provide and or manage logistics services on behalf of clients and customers.
Definition of third-party logistics. Third-party logistics firm may be defined as an external supplier that performs or manages the performance of all or part of a company's logistic functions. Third-party logistics also may offer additional services such as managing multiple types of logistic services, saying that these multiple services are integrated or managed collectively and providing solutions to logistics supply chain problems. Depending on the firm and its positioning in the industry, the term contract logistics and outsourcing are sometimes used in the place of third-party logistics, while some industry executives take care to distinguish among terms such as this. Each of these refers broadly to the use of external suppliers or logistic services. So, third-party logistics is when a company hires an outside partner to handle some or all of its logistics tasks. This task can include things like transportation, warehousing, and managing the supply chain. Third-party logistics providers may also offer extra services, ensuring that different logistic functions work together smoothly and providing solutions to any issues in the supply chain. Although the term third-party logistic is an everyday use, there are a numbers of participants who are involved in the buying and selling of outsourced logistics services. As indicated below, this may range from 1 PLS to 5 PLs. Now, number one is 1 PL or first-party logistics. Shippers or receivers of product move through supply chain. So, kaning 1 PL or first-party logistics is mo ni siya ang kaning companies that send or receive products in the supply chain. For example, a manufacturer shipping goods to retailers. Second is 2PL or second party logistics. Asset-based logistics providers that physically move products through the supply chain. Example, motor carriers, railroads, airlines, and air cargo, ocean vessels, pipelines, and etc. So, second party logistics is man siya ang logistics providers which physical assets like transport companies, trucking, rail, air cargo, they physically move products in the supply chain. Next is 3PL or third-party logistics. Firms that manage and provide logistics services on behalf of their clients and customers. Third-party logistics is these firms manage logistics service for other companies. An example is a company outsourcing its warehousing and transportation needs to a logistics provider. Next is 4PL or fourth-party logistics. Firms that provide broader scope of services to help manage elements of a supply chain. So, 4PL or fourth-party logistics is these firms offer a broader range of services to manage aspects of the supply chain. For example, coordinating various third-party logistics for a more integrated logistics solution. And the next is 5PL or fifth-party logistics. Companies that aggregate demands of third-party logistics into bulk volumes to negotiate better rates with logistics services providers. So, kaning 5PL is these companies aggregate demands from multiple third-party logistics to negotiate better rates with logistics services providers, enhancing efficiency. Example of services of 3PL providers. Although there is no shortage of niche providers of specific types of 3PL services, a more general trend has been for 3PLs to provide a comprehensive range of logistic and supply chain services. Among these are transportation, contract logistics, freight forwarding, financial, and information-related services. So first is transportation. Included among the 3PL providers who were founded as a subsidiary or more major divisions of a large transportation firm are companies such as FedEx Supply Chain Services, UPS Supply Chain Solutions, DHL, Ryder Supply Chain Solutions, Schneider Logistics, and Penske Logistics, although it has grown into a highly diversified supply chain services organization. XPO Logistics Inc. Also would be an example of this type of provider. So this transportation 3PL or third-party logistics help move goods efficiently from one place to another, handling the logistics of shipping. Next is contract logistics. Generally, referring to a service relating to warehousing and distribution. Examples of organizations that provide a broad range of supply chain solutions include Seva Logistics, DSC Logistics, Excel or DHL, Geodes, Penske Logistics, Saddle Creek Corporation, etc. Experience has indicated that these facility-based operators have found the transition to integrated logistics services to be less complex than have the transportation providers. So this company contract logistics is they manage various aspects of a company's logistics like warehousing, order fulfillment, and distribution. Next is freight forwarding. Logistics activity is essential to the daily flow of global commerce and involves a wide range of organizations that purchase shipping capacity from asset-based providers and then resell to supply chain customers. Example include C.H. Robinson, DHL, DSV, Expeditors, Hub Group, and Kuini and Nagel. So, kaning freight forwarding is third-party logistics coordinate the shipment of goods across different modes of transport, ensuring a smooth journey. Next is financial. Included are firms providing services such as freight payment and auditing, cost accounting and control, tools for managing shipment visibility, information and tracking, and consulting and advisory services. Some of the providers in this category include Transact Technologies, CTSI, and Cash Information Systems. So financial money siya ang kaning some third-party logistics offer financial solutions related to logistics like involving and payment processing. Next is information related. Um, Next is information related. In recent years, growth and development of internet-based business-to-business electronic markets for transportation and logistics services have been significant. Since these resources effectively represent alternative sources for those in need of purchasing transportation and logistics services, they may be thought of as a newer, innovative type of third-party provider. So, ang kaning information related, mao ni siya ang kuan kani. This involves managing and sharing information to improve overall supply chain efficiency. Corporate subsidiaries. Principal examples of 3PL organizations that initially were divisions or subsidiaries of manufacturing or distributor organizations include Neovia, INC, formerly Caterpillar Logistics, IBM Global Business Services, and OTC Logistics, founded through merger or relay software. INC and the former logistics department of Union Carbide Corporations. While the idea of that 3PL firm may emerge from a corporate logistics organizations is an interesting one. Not all of these conversions have been as successful commercially as the ones listed here. So, some 3PL organizations initially started as divisions of or subsidiaries of manufacturing or distribution companies. So, katong mga example dira is formerly Caterpillar Logistics, IBM Global Business Services, o katong uban pa. Next is 3PL user spending patterns and logistics and 3PL services. According to findings from the 2016-20 annual 3PL study, 3PL users reported an average of 50% of their total logistics expenditures are related to outsourcing, compares with an average of 36% reported in the previous year and 44% in the year before. Total logistics expenditures include transportation, distribution, warehousing, and value-added services. So, example, let's say a company spent $100 on logistics in 2015. In 2016, if they followed the trend, $36 of that would have been spent on outsourcing services. In 2017, it would have increased to $44, and in 2018, it rose further to $50. So over time, more companies are allocating a larger portion of their logistic budget to outsourcing. Benefits of using 3PLs. So 3PL study showed that 70% of those who use logistic services, shippers, and 85% of 3PL providers said the use of 3PL services has contributed to overall logistic cost reductions, and 83% of shippers and 94% of 3PL providers said the use of 3PLs has contributed to improve customer services. Moreover, the majority of both groups, 75% of 3PL users and 88% of 3PL providers, said 3PLs offer new and innovative ways to improve logistics effectiveness. One of the relevant concepts relating to 3PL shippers relationship is that of alignment, in that 3PLs and customers need to be in agreement on the ways they view their goals and objectives, roles and responsibilities, and a wide range of strategic and operational matters. Among the key takeaways from recent years' global workshops was reinforcement of the importance of openness, transparency, and effective communication between 3PLs and customers, and the ability of both parties to be sufficiently agile and flexible to accommodate current and future business needs and challenges. The benefits of using 3PLs are cost reductions. So example, if a company uses a 3PL for its transportation and warehousing needs, the specialized expertise of the 3PL can lead to more efficient operations, reducing overall logistic costs. Then improve customer service, innovations in logistics, alignment in relationships, importance of openness and communication, and agility and flexibility. Ano siya ang mga benefits of using third-party logistics? Strategic role of information technology. Each year in the annual 3PL study, 3PL users and providers are asked which information technology system or tools a 3PL must have to successfully serve a customer in your industry classification. Overall, the most frequently cited technologies as being needed by 3PLs are those that have more execution and transactional-based capabilities. Examples include warehouse distribution center management or WMS, transportation management planning and scheduling, or TMS, visibility, ADI, and the use of web portals for updates and relevant shipment information. Essentially, these types of technologies tend to parallel the types of logistics services that were profiled in the preceding section of this chapter. Table 12.2 summarizes some of these more highly related IT capabilities. So, muna siya ang table 12.2. GPL IT capabilities viewed as most important. So, shippers. Number 1 is transportation management execution. Sa providers is ADI. Number 2 is ADI. Then sa providers is transportation management execution. Transportation management or planning. Customer order management. Then number 4 is warehouse or DC management. Then sa providers is transportation management planning. Visibility or order shipment inventory and etc. Same sa providers. Then shippers, web portals for booking, order tracking, inventory din. Same lang po sa providers. When we say transportation management, it involves the operational aspects of organizing and optimizing the physical movement of goods, ensuring efficient and timely transportation. Then kaning ADI or electronic data interchange is example is sending and receiving invoices, purchase orders and shipment notifications electronically. Then transportation management or planning. Strategic planning it means our strategic planning of transportation activities including route optimization, carrier selection, and scheduling for future shipments. Next is kaning warehouse DC management. So using a warehouse management system to organize and track inventory, manage orders, and improve overall warehouse. Next is visibility, allowing shippers to monitor the status of orders, track shipments, and check inventory levels in real time. Then next, number 6 is web portals for booking, order tracking, inventory, and etc. So online platforms that facilitate various logistic activities such as booking shipments, tracking orders, inventory, and managing inventory. Next is management and relationship issues. Table 12.3 provides a useful summary of some of the expectations that 3PLs and their customers have of each other. So aligning supply chains. So expectation setting relative to 3PL relationship management. So customers' expectations of 3PL providers is superior service and execution or proven results and performance. Then trust, openness, and information sharing, solution innovation, and relationship reinvention, capable information technologies to support the relationship, ongoing executive level supports, service offering aligned with customer strategy and deep industry knowledge. In sa 3PL providers, expectation of customers is mutually beneficial, long-term relationship with company, trust, openness, and information sharing, dedicating the right resources at the right levels, including executives, access to useful data to design solutions and provide desired services to customers, further defined service level agreement, fiduciary responsibility, and overall fairness relative to pricing. Customer value framework. Generally, 3PL users across the global region studied characterize their outsourcing efforts as having been successful. In fact, the percentage of users rating their relationship with 3PLs as being either extremely or somewhat successful typically falls in the range of mid-high 80% to low mid 90% figures. Based on views from 3PL users, however, there are a number of areas in which they encourage 3PL to pursue opportunities for improvement. Several of these are as follows. Meeting service level commitments. So, ensuring that the 3PL consistently delivers services at the agreed upon standards and timelines. Next is realizing cost reductions. Achieving efficiencies and cost savings in logistics operations without compromising service quality. For example, implementing optimized transportation routes to reduce fuel costs and overall transportation expenses. Next is avoiding cost creep and price increases once the relationship has commenced. So, cost creep mo siya ang preventing unexpected or gradual increases in costs after the initiation of the partnership. So, for example, ensuring that the agreed upon pricing remains stable over the course of the relationship. Next is effective onboarding by 3PL of new customer relationship. So, ensuring a smooth and efficient transition for new customers and integrating with the 3PL's service. Next is ability to form meaningful and trusting relationship. So, building strong collaborative and trusting partnership between 3PLs and their customers. Next is information technology capabilities. So utilizing advanced warehouse management system or transportation management system for real-time tracking and optimization. Next is global capabilities. So the ability of a 3PL to provide seamless logistic solutions on a global scale. Then the last is strategic management capabilities and consultative knowledge-based skills. So demonstrating the ability to offer strategic insight, advice, and knowledge-based solutions. So in summary, the customer value framework outlines key areas where 3PL users seek success and improvement in their relationships with logistics service providers, emphasizing factors like reliability, cost effectiveness, technology utilization, and global capabilities. A strategic view of logistics and the role of 3PLs. One major accomplishment of the past 10 to 15 years has been establishing the validity of the logistics outsourcing model and specifically of the 3PL provider. As we look to the future, we already see increasing acceptance of the 4PL model, likely growth in expenditures by current users of 3PL services, and growing sophistication in the outsourced business approaches that respond to a dynamic set of customers' logistics and supply chain needs. So, muna siya ang mga strategic view of logistics and the role of 3PLs. 3PLs, first is validity of logistic outsourcing, then emergence of the 4PL model, increased expenditures by 3PL user, then growing sophistication in outsourced business out approaches and response to dynamic customers' logistic and supply chain needs. So as we look to the future, the logistics landscape is expected to witness continued innovation with 4PL models gaining traction, increased reliance on 3PL services, and a strategic shift towards more sophisticated approaches to meet the evolving demands of customers' logistics and supply chains. The success of the logistic outsourcing model, especially with the involvement of 3PL third-party logistics, set the stage for ongoing advancement in the industry. That's all.